Okay, good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the live talk of risk management and business intelligence. By the way, I'm Jean. I'm also the UG coordinator of the program. Next to me is George.
Hi, I'm George, and I'm a Year 4 student in the RMBI program, and I'm currently taking a mathematics minor as well.
Okay, so here is one like a big picture about our program. So our program is the first one in UST, jointly developed by 3 schools. So we have courses and faculties from science school. We also have courses from engineering school, as well as business school. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so the program was established like how many years ago? Around 10 to 11 years ago. And when back in 2008, when we were having a financial crisis global the world, so that in UST we kind of like want to contribute to help the financial industry to like nurture more risk related talents. So that's why we kind of like develop this program. And the primary goal is trying to use business intelligence, business data analytics to dive into the risk management fields, so that to like make better business decisions and or maybe do a business strategy. I would say okay, better. Okay, so go to the next slide. So here our program is not a big size. Our program is only around 40 to 40 students per year. And we split the quota into two, into half and half. Around half of the quota goes to year 1 admission, just like you coming to here next year. If you come to our program, that will be program-based students. And another 50% of the quota will go to the school-based admission. So after students taking courses in UST for 1 year, without a major, and then they can choose what major they want to enter in year 2. So that's called school-based admission. Okay, and George, I know that back 3 years ago you choose RMBI as the first choice, and enter our program with a really high DAC scores. So can you tell us a little bit more about why you make such decision?
Actually, I think RMBI has many aspects that are really attractive. So for example, first of all, my interest is math and my strength is also mathematics. So I find the content of RMBI, the mathematical content, pretty interesting, like linear algebra, calculus, probability and statistics. They are all very attractive parts of the program to me. And also I get to learn some programming techniques, some programming skills. So the programming language that I have get in touch with include C++, VBA, Python, and also R. And I know that these have really important applications in real business. So this is a very attractive part of RMBI. Also, there are some opportunities for me to exercise my teamwork with my other team members. Like we have something called LABU, L-A-B-U, which stands for Language and Business. And in this course, we investigated in different business cases and try to analyze something within these cases. And this such kind of courses allow me to make new friends and also cooperate with my friends to gather different new ideas. And I think that is a pretty good thing to have in RMBI. Also, we have different mingling events such as program dinner, annual dinner, and we just had the 10th anniversary dinner. So we had the opportunity to connect with various professors and also other students. And I think this is like the mingling events are really enhancing the bonding between different people in RMBI. And finally, RMBI allows me to acquire business sense that I could not have acquired from just a math program or just a CS program. So it's more a balanced mix of different things. And regarding the programming part, I know that some students may worry that they must be very technical and they must know about the programming languages first before they enter this major. The answer is actually no, you don't have to. It is not necessary that you have these knowledge in the first place. You can slowly gather them during your 4 years of studies here. So that's not really a problem. And actually, Jean, after learning all of these skill sets, I think I feel really glad that I can apply them. I can put them into practice in the RMBI capstone project. So could you tell us something more about the capstone project, such as how it can benefit various students?
Sure. So I would say that the capstone project is actually one of the highlights of our program. After students study 3 years in our program, so in the fourth year, they are required to form groups and then work with a business, work with a company, so to help the company to solve a real business problem. And all our projects actually are sponsored by the companies. So the topics could be different every year, but there are two big things. One is about risk management, and then the other is about business intelligence or data analytics. So I can give you some of students help insurance company to develop a data visualization tool online. So they kind of develop a website in the company. They can dynamically in real time and take a look on the customer's information. So each customer is represented by a small dots, and then between the dots between the clients, they have the link. So that's the relationship. Whether they are relatives, they live in the same address, maybe they're like colleagues sharing the same company insurance plan, etc. So that salesperson can actually dynamically interact with the application, clicking into the dot, clicking into the notes to check out the details information, as well as to check out the relationships between the clients, so that help them gather more information about their clients, as well as design some new plans for the existing customers. So that's one project about BI. We also have some projects about the risk management. For example, we have helped local so not I could not disclose the name of the company, but somehow we helped the company develop a model to calculate the risk in betting. So the company want to expand some businesses in betting footballs, betting horse race. So that there's a lot of math and statistics in it, and we also have a lot of historical data available. So the students actually try to develop some risk model out of those historical data. So those are some examples of our past capstone project. And the reason why I say it's definitely a highlight is because the projects are really real projects from the companies. So it's not like research or toy experiments in the lab. So what we deal with is that the students need to go to the company to visit the work team, and then try to discuss the problem and discuss the requirements from the corporate sponsor, and then come back to school to somehow derive the solution. And eventually we'll go to the company to present their findings, as well as present their prototypes, the tools, etc. So the one I mentioned about the data visualization tool for the insurance company, after the student developed the prototype, they actually used the student's idea to develop the real thing to use it in their company. So that's some examples. And okay, so besides those courses and the curriculum, our program also has a lot of enrichment activities. George, I know that you have actively participated in a lot of activities. Could you give some examples and some recommendations to our students?
Sure, no problem. I actually think there are two types of activities. The first type is more practical, more about training. So we have this RMBI 2001 course in which we had a lot of different workshops and different events. So one that I remember the most is the powerful self-introduction workshop, where we learned about how to introduce ourselves more effectively. And after that, I learned to think about my unique selling points so that I can do better in different job interviews, etc. Another highlight is the RMBI newsletter, which I wrote in year 1, and you can see it on the screen, like a snapshot of it. I investigated the Belt and Road initiative with some other non-local students, and I think this experience is really interesting and broadened my horizons. I also improved my verbal and also written English, so that's a really good experience in RMBI. Another interesting activity is the RMBI mentorship program, where each of the RMBI students is assigned a mentor from the industry so that they can know more about the industry and try to discuss their future career with their mentor. And my mentor asked me to copy some job descriptions from the internet and then try to narrow down my career interests. And I think that's a really good practice that he has taught me. So it's a really useful program, actually. Another type of activities is more casual, more about leisure and friendship building, including the peer mentorship program. So the peer mentorship program is a program in which each year one student will be mapped to a year three student, in which they will do some activities, and the year three student will give some advice to the year one student in their studies and also the UST life, etc. And I remember when I was in year one, I participated in this program and we actually had a war game experience, which was a really fun experience.
I was there too.
Yeah,
I remember it, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that too. And also for the RMBI Students Association, I was the president of this association back then, and we organized some activities, including some, for example, society gatherings and also orientation camp, some workshops, some sports competitions, etc. So those are some activities that can strengthen the bonding between students and also between students and the faculty. So yeah, I think that's basically it.
Okay, so I also know that I'm also aware that you have participated in the internship for 2 summers already, right?
Yeah, actually, in the summer just now and also the summer before, I interned in the private bank BNP Paribas, and I did some, in the first year, I did some transaction analysis. In the second year, I did some name search for client onboarding. So basically, in these 2 years of internship, I think the most valuable thing that RMBI gave me is the programming skills, because from RMBI program, I learned about VBA coding. So when I get into the industry and I actually have to automate some process, I can use VBA to help out the company to make things happen faster. So that's actually a really important part of, it's a really important skill to have in order to excel in society. So I think this is something that RMBI can equip you with. Another thing that I want to share is my case competitions, because when I entered the RMBI program, I learned a lot about like finance, economics, some math, programming, etc., which can all help me to acquire some business sense and some skills so that I can participate in case competitions and use my knowledge. And throughout the case competitions, so for example, I participated in this one on the screen, BEA 100 FinTech Challenge. So I think it's a really valuable experience for me to actually use my theory learned in class in the real practice. So these are some highlights that I want to share with you all. Yeah. Actually, Jean, since our program has 2 foci, including risk management and business intelligence, so I'm quite indecisive about which career path I should take in the future. So would you have some advice for me regarding this?
Okay, so for career perspective of our MBA students, I think you are facing many choices. It's very diversified. So for those students who are interested in RM related jobs, mostly they go to like a financial institution, global banks and local banks. And then for students who are interested in BI, in data analytics, basically they can go anywhere. So we have students go to like traditional banks. We also have students go to like investment banks. We also have students go to like big tech companies like Alibaba and Tencent. So because our students taking, like I said before, our courses are 1/3 of our courses are from engineering courses from the computer science department. So our students actually very strong in technical stuff. So if they choose to go to like any industry, as long as the industry need to do the data analytics, they can help the company. So it's not like limited to one specific area or something. So for you can see a lot of different types of jobs out there. And then if you go to like do a little bit of survey on yourself, for example, to check out like the best 50 jobs in US, best 50 jobs globally, such information are available online. You can so easy accessible, so that for the data scientists, data engineers, it's consistently among the top 10 best jobs in maybe 5 to 8 years in a row. And for risk management related career, like risk manager, compliance manager, they're also within the they're also constantly within the top 20, top 30 jobs. Okay, so I think no matter, George, no matter which job you end up choosing, you will have a very bright future.
Hopefully.
Okay, so and that's all for the general introduction of our program. So really, we're really glad to meet you guys in this live session. So if you have any questions, please leave us a message. Okay, so let me just take some questions from the chat room. There's one student asking about if the question says, if I get into the school-based major, then I want to get into RMBI, then the GPA is the main determinant. Okay, so the question is about the program-based admission as well as school-based admission. So either way, either you enter RMBI through program-based or through a school-based, you have to go through an interview. So that I would say GPA or your DSE score is not the only factor that we consider. We consider the candidates holistically. So we consider your math scores, we consider your total score, we also consider your performance in the interview, and we also going through all the portfolios of your submitted portfolios to look at your experience, look at your awards, etc. Okay. So George, do you remember I interviewed you? Did I interview you?
I think no. I think I'm interviewed by another professor.
Oh, by another professor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's another question asking, may I know if RMBI requires strong mathematical skills or strong logical skills? How do you think, George?
I think it's more about strong logical skills, because mathematical skills is a part of logical skills. You need to have a flexible mindset first before you can learn math well. And actually, you don't need to worry about the math scores that you have right now, because in RMBI we have some math courses in year 1, year 2 that will gradually help you to build up that ability. So I think you don't need to worry too much about this actually. Thank you.
So next question says that sorry. Is the program encouraged for future entrepreneurship, and should I consider other programs? I would say that, sorry, it's somehow. I would say that in UST, entrepreneurship is kind of like a culture, because it's not just from RMBI programs. So the whole UST actually encourage students, even encourage our faculties to start their own business, to have innovation ideas. Now, I can give you some example. In maybe 2 years ago, we have one student already graduated. He started his own business therapist. So he is RMBI student, but he find out he is more interested in a psychological and related thing. So he after graduate, he started his own business in Hong Kong and quite successful. It's already 2 years now. And what he told me is that the whole RMBI also helped him a lot, because it kind of like, besides the innovation, it kind of also give him a chance to think a problem in another way, how to forecast potential problems, and then how to anticipate, and then how to maybe give a thorough plan even before bad things happen. So those things actually, those kind of trainings is also essential for starting up a successful business. Okay, so there's another question asking, can I take the course related to risk management if I enter to other programs in business school? George, can you answer that? So the student asking that if they are not in RMBI, can they take RMBI courses? The common core courses.
Oh yeah. We have. Oh yeah, we have also RMBI like 1010, 1020, etc. And these are some common core courses with the RMBI title. that all students can take. So there are common core parts which has RMBI elements as well.
Yeah, you was in my course, right?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
taking
I
that
remember
course,
now.
and we have. So Common Core is like a general education course in UST. So students can choose elective courses no matter which major you are in. So we have students from science school, from engineering school, from business school taking my risk management or BI related to Common Core courses. Okay, so and there's another question related to the requirements of M1 and M2. So the question says, may I know it is a must to have an elective for M1, M2 in the program? No, it's not a must. But if you have taken M1, M2, we're gonna multiply that score by 1.5. So we'll give you a little bit competitive edge, but it's not a hard requirement. Okay, so. Oh, there's another question. Does the program require prior experience in coding, or does the program offer the basics of coding? George, did you learn programming before you come to our program?
Not really, not really. I didn't take it's called ICT, right? In secondary school. Yeah, I didn't take that one. So I learned programming only in year 1 when I was in year 1. So I started with VBA, and then later I learned Python and R, etc. So I just gradually built up the knowledge throughout the 4 years. And 4 years is a lot of time, so no need to worry about that at first. You can just gradually build up that knowledge when you enter university. That's also very fine.
Okay, so I have also another question related to exchange. So the question says, besides internship, would the program provide exchange trip? For exchange, for the whole university encourage our students to take exchange. So, and according to statistic, in our program, in RMBI program, we have around 40 students go to exchange. So out of all the students, around 40 students have exchange experience. And one good thing, or one benefit that students coming to a joint program like us, because our program is joint hosted by 3 schools. So the students have opportunity to choose which school, which track they want to go to our exchange. So because the exchange agreements between universities are signed by schools. So some school, for example, like MIT, they only offer like exchange opportunities for engineering students. So if you're a business school student, probably you may not have a chance to go to MIT. But if you are in RMBI, because we allow students to choose which track they want to go to, so you actually have more choices. So you can either choose to go engineering track or go science track or business tracks. And each track may have, I mean, the list of universities may not be the same. Okay, so maybe 1 more minute, so we take one last question. There's one question that's very interesting question. It says that, does the program help me to obtain the license of CFA more easily? George, did you take the CFA exam?
No.
So CFA exam is kind of like a public, like a certificate for those financial analysts, and it's not an easy exam, right? You have heard it, right? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I heard my seniors. Yeah.
Yeah. So and from our past students feedbacks, our program, because our program have courses in finance, our program have courses in mathematics, as well as some quantitative courses. So it really helped them to prepare the CFA exam. Another certificate that quite popular among our RMBI students is FRM. Yeah, FRM. Okay, so it's related to risk management. Yeah, okay, one more question. Let's see. If we join under school-based, is any criteria to be accepted after year 1? Okay, so that seems a very common question, popular question for today. Yes, in UST, we have something called like a school-based admission, right? For school-based admission means that students after DSE, you enter UST into a particular school. So you choose to enter like engineering school or science school or business school. But no matter which school you are in, because our program is joint school program, so you have the chance to apply to RMBI after year one. So before year two, after year one, you can apply to our program, and then we are gonna hold like program-based interview for all the applicants to join the interview, and eventually the applicants will be ranked according to, so we will assess the performance of the applicants by their like GPA, by the interview performance, by their math courses. There are some language courses is required. So you in year one, when you're in year one in UST, you have to take some language courses. Those are the requirements. Other than that, we prefer some math courses, but it's not a hard requirements. Okay. So for any questions related to like admission, and you're welcome to send us emails, or maybe just even you can just call our program office. So our staff will be very happy to answer your questions. Okay, so I think our time is up, and really glad to see you, and we hope to meet you soon, maybe next year in UST.
Yeah, see you soon in UST.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure we are still. I will be staying here for 5 more minutes, but if you, in case you have any more questions, send us a chat message. But I was told that we need to keep it tight. So any more questions? You're still welcome to type the question in the chat box. So I think you are talking about the JUPAS programs, right? Because not all the programs actually have this program-based admission. So for example, in the programs in engineering school, they only do like a major selection. So all the students entering engineering school, they start from engineering school first, and then by the end of year one, they choose which department they go to. But some programs actually take, like us, we will take a program-based admission. So if you would like to know all the JUPAS programs in HKUST, you can go to a website called JUPAS HKUST website. Okay, and then if you are talking about all the UG programs, all the UG programs available in UST, then that's we have, that's another link. We have a program catalog. Sorry, I need to send to everyone. So here is the link for the program catalog, all the available undergraduate program in UST. But like I said, some of the program does not take program-based admission, does not have program-based admission. And then the second link is all the available program-based JUPAS programs that allow DSE students or any IB or international certificate students to enter in UST in year one. So that's two kind of track. Okay. Any other questions you would like to know? No? No? Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. Unfortunately, it's not a physical visit, but hope you will find some time to come to visit us in Saikong. We have a really great ocean view and great canteen too. I like the food here. How about you, George?
Yeah. The view is really good.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. So we will end the meeting and see you soon. Bye-bye.